Thank you, Andrew, and it's great to be here with you all. So, probably many of you have not visited your public library recently. I'm delighted to hear it. All right, I wasn't being fair to my audience. The truth is then, as you know, they have never been fuller. So in the physical world that libraries have inhabited, in the case of the New York Public for over a century and libraries for millennia, they are the quintessential civic hub, the space for learning in civil society. In New York, our libraries all the public libraries of New York City have about 40 million physical visits a year, more than all the museums and all the sporting teams combined. It's the only institution that reaches from the homeless and the immigrants and the school kids to the millionaires and the Nobel laureates, all seeking space and information to learn and to contribute to. As Andrew said, it's an amazing concept that is sort of hard to imagine inventing if it didn't exist and hadn't existed. It is the most democratic of our learning and information industries, if you will. So that's a great vision, and it's one that too many people take for granted. Now imagine what technology could do with that. Imagine a world in which everyone can come, and everyone can come and interact across all differences and have at their disposal all the information, all the quality information of the world. Every book, every archive, every document, every image. You don't have to get to 42nd Street and Fifth Avenue and climb the stairs between the lions. You don't have to have the resources to do that. You don't have to come from Botswana or Bangladesh to do that. It's available to you. Imagine a world in which the creativity and wisdom of everyone was unleashed on all information. Imagine the explosion of creativity, of works of art, and of creative solutions to our problems. Look, unless you believe that intelligence and wisdom are constrained in one end of humanity that just happens to be that part of humanity that has the wherewithal and resources to get access to the information, unless you believe that, then you have to believe that the technology, the information and digital revolution creates a promise of an explosion of access and therefore of creativity, the likes of which the world has never seen. To you all, that may not sound surprising because it was, after all, the founding vision, the original vision of so many of the great companies and enterprises of the digital world. But it is not the reality that we live in. You can search and get unbelievable amounts of information. And too often we are satisfied by the first thing that pops up or the most popular thing that pops up. But the world's quality information is still buried by some combination of copyright, physical access limitations, economic access limitations. It's still not available to everyone. And we know this because at the New York Public Library, the bottom third of the economy of this city depend on us just to be able to get books to read. And they have done for a century. So we need to achieve the Holy Grail. Not tomorrow, not alone, not in one step, but a Holy Grail that is that original vision of Google and Microsoft and so many great companies and so many great startups today. of availability of the world's information to all to work with. We think the libraries are in the perfect position to do that. We have the trust, we have the sense of the public interest, we can partner with those great companies, we can work with the publishing industry because we've been their partners, we are their best sales agents now that bookstores are diminishing. We are perfectly positioned to do that. And we've made some starts. So as Andrew was referring to, we made deals with the entire commercial publishing industry that wasn't letting libraries lend electronic books at all. We got them all on board with licensing arrangements. When we realized that that a bottom third of New York or of America doesn't have digital access at home and that we could have all the content in the world, but if you can't plug in, you can't take advantage of that. So with Andrew's help and with the help of Maya Wiley and the mayor's office, we launched a 10,000 household pilot to lend Wi-Fis to the poor households of New York. And we like to think that when the FCC announced last week that they were considering shifting close to $2 billion of Lifeline funding to provide internet access at home to get at the digital divide, that they were using the model that we've been working with other libraries, with Andrew, with Maya and others, to say this is doable. And we will get there. We will get at the digital divide. But we best have all the world's content ready to go at that point. That means facing the physical challenges of digitization, figuring out how to prioritize what to digitize, figuring out how to create the largest crowdsourcing activities you can imagine, whereby everyone helps to curate and link all the world's information, making deals with the publishing industry, with the authors directly where necessary, so that they get fair compensation for their good work. This is all now doable. The potential that we have all been waiting for is tantalizingly close. So let me be direct. I need your help. We're a library. We are not the tech industry. We are not a startup. We need your wisdom. We need the wisdom and knowledge of people here and watching this elsewhere who can help us chart this path. We need to find partners who can take pieces of this puzzle and help us solve it. I need to find colleagues to work at the library, a new vice president to oversee all this. This could be the most exciting moment in the history of at least what we do. It's great to be working with you all. It's great to be part of this community in New York. Now let's really make the most of it. Thanks very much.